How many of you, show of hands, have gone motorbiking in Kenya? I am not a person who rides motorized bikes. Not a motorbiking kind of guy. But with that said, when in Kenya, I went down to a town called Diani Beach. It was on the coast, and I went there with my friend Scott and Hank. Scott was meeting a bunch of old friends. It was kind of a homecoming trip for him because he had spent some time there, hadn't been back in like 5-10 years. The best way to describe Diani Beach is it's a beach town. It reminds me of a place I've been, Puerto Viejo in Costa Rica. It's just so chill and the beaches are so beautiful. And as I mentioned, it was a homecoming of sorts. So we were all out to dinner one evening and in the process, somehow I got iced.
Alex, you have been iced. Give me your camera.
2 times. I got iced twice. That's hard to say, iced twice. I got iced 2 times in Kenya, which if you're gonna get iced, Kenya. And Scott was like, hey, do you want to go snorkeling tomorrow? I was like, cool. He's like, do you want to go swimming with dolphins? I was like, really cool, yes. He's like, do you want a motorbike there? I was like, sorry? He's like, yeah, man, I could hook us up, we get motorbikes. And so, you know, when you're 2 ices deep, no big deal. So I said, sure. And the next morning I woke up, I was like getting ready to go. I got my swimsuit on. I was like, wait a minute. Scott, did we talk about motorbike? He was like, yeah. I took care of it. In the parking lot are these 2 motorbikes. So I hop on, I do a little quick tour around just to make sure I know how to do it. Very nervous. We get out onto the road and Diani Beach is a small town, but for whatever reason, there's a ton of traffic. And there's these little, they're called tuk-tuks. They're little motorbikes that pull carriages behind them. There's cars, there's bodas. It's packed. And there I am, Lil Mzungu. To me, I remember a big truck pulled up next to me, honked on the horn. Finally I looked, and he's just, and drove off because I looked ridiculous. Well, we escape downtown Diani and we get out to the countryside, if you will. And that's when we can really start to open these things up. And I'll never forget riding through this beautiful country, doing 60 miles an hour, just looking around, thinking to myself, this is probably the coolest thing I will ever do in my lifetime. But it was harrowing. It's a 2-way street, just 1 lane of traffic each way. So I'm on this road and you have like 8-wheeled truck, like big trucks just ripping by in the like oncoming traffic, passing cars. And there's no rhyme or reason to when any of this occurs. There's giant potholes in the road. So I'm thinking at any given moment, this could go south. And I remember telling myself, if I make it to the snorkeling spot without dying, I'll never ride a motorbike ever again. We pull up to a small town. We pull through many towns, and every time we would go through, it was the same thing. You'd see villagers walking on either side, and they'd always just do this like, Scott and I would just be like, we get to the snorkeling location, and we get on this boat, and we go out into the ocean. And Scott's like, we're gonna swim with the dolphins first. I was like, cool. And I don't know if you guys have done this. You know, you get in a pool, the dolphin comes up and kisses you on the cheek. This wasn't like that. Instead of like, hey, come here, dolphin, it was literally put on these goggles, go dive in. So the boat would chase the dolphins, and once they'd surface, the guides would point and we would jump in the water and go swim with them. These were wild dolphins. And on our way back, I see these dark clouds in the background, and I'm a little worried. I'm like, is that gonna catch up to us? No, it'll be fine.
Hank, what just happened? Wind. Rain. Rain. A lot of rain.
We got rained on, like incredibly rained on, just monsoon. We head back into the marina, and Scott's like, all right, do you wanna ride the bike back? I'm like, no, I'm good, man. I can't believe we did that. You know who didn't do it was Hank. Hank chickened out, but it was a cool moment and I'll never forget it. And safety first. Always wear a helmet. Always wear a helmet.
Let's practice once. Okay. Hölökyn, kölökyn.
Hölökyn,
Hölökyn, kölökyn.